be actually funny.
Cool. All right. Well, here we go. What's up? It is the first official Friday, at least for us, back in the office for a full week in 2019. And this is exciting. Today is going to be the very first time that we are streaming a new series by Mortgage Champions that we're calling The Trend. Pretty cool name. Yeah, so, we're a company that offers the mortgage industry's only sort of proven, practical, strategic sales system built on the best practices of a million loan officers. And so we know that in 2019, there's going to be a huge demand for the people that we work with, for industry professionals to have access to quality content and to really know, be able to sift through the headlines and really find what we like to call the trend lines, right? Like where, generally speaking, is the market going? Where is the industry going? And so we want to talk about that on a weekly basis. And so every Friday, we're going to be doing this, is getting together here in our office in Florida and chatting about sort of the key articles of the week, looking back on past news, looking to the future, talking about content that key industry professionals are putting out, thought leaders are putting out, and just packaging in a way that you can quickly get through it each and every Friday. So why don't we go ahead and introduce ourselves, if that sounds good?
Yeah, absolutely.
So my name is Jake. I oversee our marketing and digital communications. So if you guys ever are looking for the person to reach out to kind of suggest topics or give some additional content to, we're going to be looking for you guys to submit stories and to submit your favorite articles of the week, your tweets of the week. I would be the guy that you'd be reaching out to. I'll make sure that we package that, hear your guys' thoughts, and make sure that this series and everything that we're putting out and Mortgage Champions is tailored to you and exactly what you guys are wanting to hear and read. So that's my role. Mike, what do you do here?
Absolutely. Thanks for saying that. And if anything looks good that we put out, it's probably thanks to Jake. So
it's a team effort. We all touch things. Even Bo's getting into Illustrator and Photoshop.
Learning a little bit. Yeah.
It's pretty hands-on. It's awesome.
Right, yeah. A couple of creatives over here. My name is Mike. I run operations over here for the team, so making sure everything gets done. Any partnership developments, whether that's with tech or other mortgage companies, things like that, I'm always involved in that. So if you need anything or if you're interested in working with us, we've got some great partners like LendingTree and Blend and a bunch of other ones. So reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you and help out.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Bo, how about yourself?
And I'm Bo. I do learning and development for Mortgage Champions. So I do a lot of the daily content streams. So things like our fresh off the press headlines that come out on a daily basis, our daily minute. So just making sure that all of our content is up to date, is relevant, is market focused, and is geared toward what loan officers and lenders are facing on a daily basis here now. So that's pretty much my role, and I enjoy it a lot, and I enjoy leaving all of the operations pieces to you, Mike.
We affectionately refer to Mike as the boss here in the office. So he keeps the trains running, which is good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Allows Bo and I to just sit in our lanes, do what we do, which is good. So, like I said, we are looking to have a number of different offerings through this series. We want it to be short, right? We don't want this to balloon into a 30-minute show or anything of that nature. We don't really want it to be. We want it to be a conversation. It's not even really a show. But some of the key things that we really want to make sure that we're delivering to you guys on a weekly basis is looking back at the past week, right? So, Bo, you're putting out a fresh off the press. Break that down for our viewers who aren't familiar with what that is. What is the fresh off the press?
Yep. So the fresh off the press is we come out with it every day. I will skim through all of the major headlines through a ton of different news sources and pick the very best one that is geared toward that day specifically. So what is the one headline that loan officers and lenders need to hear each day? Because there's a lot of sources out there. There's a lot of information getting pumped through tons of different media outlets. And sometimes it's very hard to discern what is important and what isn't important. So we want to make sure that we're getting the key topics out to our people every single day so that they know what's going on, they can stay up to date in their market, and they can also talk to their borrowers about the major trends that are playing a role in the current market.
Awesome.
So, yeah, and that actually, if you're one of our clients that's already doing our training, you'll see that in your e-learning. That's where that's being fed every day. So, thanks for doing that. That's great stuff.
Yep. So we do understand that not everyone is in our e-learning. And so what we're going to be doing, good point. And so one of the things that we wanted to do in 2019 is release some of this amazing content that Bo's putting together to you guys, to all of our followers on social media and everyone who's on our email lists. And so that's part of what we'll be doing every week is sifting through, okay, all those fresh off the presses that you put out in a week, what are sort of the ones that kind of rise to the top? right? And looking back and kind of saying, hey, these were the things this week that you really need to know about. If you hadn't had time, if it was a lot of these, I would think are going to be articles that people probably like bookmarked, right, or saved in their email, put into a folder, never really got back to it.
I have hundreds bookmarked.
Yep, we all do. And so hopefully we'll do some of the work for you and sort of bring those back out, taking them off the shelf, dusting them off, and giving them to you on a weekly basis. One of the other things that we want to do is to share key insights from thought leaders in the industry. Obviously, we're going to be sharing insights from Dale. We're going to actually explore some of his 2019 outlook today on the show. But there are going to be others as well, and we want you to introduce us to other thought leaders as well who are out there putting out amazing content. I mean, Bo, you read them on a daily basis. There's a lot of good content out there. It's a good problem to have that there's so much good content out there that it's hard to actually cipher through it, sift through it all, right? And decipher what's actually going to help you today. So we want to do some of that as well and just spotlight key thought leaders. So the last thing that we want to do is have some fun. This is coming out on Friday, right? We're all ready for the week to be over. We're ready to go celebrate the weekend, right? Get refreshed, come back the following week. So some of the things that we'll be looking to do, contests, giveaways, get you guys engaged. So stay tuned. It's not going to be as like fun or as exciting as Fallon, right? Almost. But we can try.
We can try.
We can try. Yeah. So we're looking for that. And if you guys have any suggestions, of course, like we said earlier, you can contact me directly or you can comment below this video. So anything else on the docket for right now?
I think that's about it for right now.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, why don't we go ahead and dive in and give everyone kind of a taste of what we're looking at in 2019. Cool. Dale, we're going to be releasing a video of his next week, I believe, that has an amazing depth of insight into what are going to be the trend lines in 2019. We're going to cover just a few of them here. So, Bo, I think you've kind of got our first topic under wraps, the shift to purchase in the market that everyone's going to be talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. So as everybody knows, it's not news anymore that we are in a full purchase market, and so along with that, there's going to be a lot of players, and you actually work a lot with our clients who are realtor, retail focused clients. So do you want to talk a little bit about that?
So this isn't news to you, but we're seeing that huge decline in refi. It's been happening for a long time. If you're not getting into the purchase business, you're going to be in a tight spot here. But with that, emphasis on realtor relationships and third party is really, really important for you to be able to maximize your business in 2019. Affordability takes a big play in that. So I know you can speak to that.
Yeah, absolutely. So affordability is going to be a major issue going forward. There was a poll that came out at the very end of last year where roughly 75% of Americans actually see affordability as being a major issue. And 6 in 10 Americans are actually struggling to find homes that they can afford within just their local areas. So it's definitely becoming a problem. Obviously, rates are on the rise as well. So with rates going up, that's turned a lot of people off from even starting the home buying process because that's all they're seeing in the news. And then especially with headlines showing that we're expecting the Fed to make at least 2 more rate hikes this year. Obviously, there's been a lot of pushback in that area, so we'll see if that actually plays out. Sure. But with those two things, with rates going up and with rates expected to continue to go up throughout the year, affordability is definitely going to be an issue. And lastly, home values are also going to play a major role in 2019. We saw huge home value increases last year. They were spiking. They finally started cooling off at the end of last year. But one of the issues is that over the past 5 or so years, home prices have actually doubled the rate of wages. So it's going to be interesting seeing how wage growth, if that continues and if that increases in 2019, especially with home value cooling down and actually decreasing in some markets across the country.
That's a really good point. Absolutely.
So it's this weird mix of, you've got a lot of indicators that you just shared and statistics that kind of on the surface would make you think, oh my gosh, not a buyer's market per se.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you've also got the psychology of a lot of potential millennial borrowers and buyers, right, who have been holding off the decision to purchase a home. Yes, rates are continuing to rise, and so that could potentially be an incentive to buy now and lock in a lower rate than wait and potentially, as Zillow predicted, see 5.8% rates right by the end of this year. And at the same time, home values are for the first time finally starting to cool off, and like you said, in some markets even actually start to come down. So we could potentially actually see some incentive to buy even though we've seen a lot of increases, right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it'll be interesting to see kind of what the mortgage news media and just thought leaders in the industry are kind of saying about that and what the first quarter looks like. And I don't know, I'm excited. I'm excited to explore that topic.
We could get in it already right now, but as you know, this will be something that we'll be talking about because that's clearly a trend line through what we're seeing.
Yeah, and the bottom line, there's going to be a lot of challenges in the 2019 market, but with challenges, when you have a good company and you're doing what you need to be doing and should be doing, and if you're proactive in your work, it actually opens up a ton of opportunities because along with the market shifting like this and changes happening, you're going to see a lot of competitors. People are going to see their competitors not be able to hold their ground in this market. So as long as you're on top of your game in 2019, this could actually be a phenomenal year for a lot of loan officers and a lot of lenders.
Yeah, that's one of the things I really wanted to key off, and kind of one of my big takeaways from Dale's 2019 outlook is the margin compression that we're going to continue to see in the marketplace, right? We're going to, as you said, see the bar be raised for the average loan officer, the average producer in the industry. Companies, they're struggling, right? I mean, the cost per loan is increasing. There's greater demands for expense on things like technology, which is a good thing, and ultimately over time could actually reduce overhead for companies. But that bar for the average loan officer is going to be raised. I mean, there's no longer an environment where you can sell 2 loans a month and anticipate being a loan officer in 2020. I mean, frankly, production is going to have to grow up. And so one of the things I think we're also going to see in 2019 is a shift back and a focus on training. Right, making sure that loan officers know how to sell in today's market. Do they know how to position? It's one thing to just throw technology at a problem. It's another thing to know how to actually optimize it. Right, we talk about that a lot. And so I think training on the front of technology, how do we actually use it in position, especially with millennial borrowers, but then also just standard timeless sales principles of how do you convert in any market, you know, because like you said, rates are going up. You know, things are going to be changing in the industry. We're going to continue to see consolidation, and we think we're going to see more mergers in the industry. So it's going to be a lot of the same of what I think we saw in 2018. But I do think there are some exciting opportunities and some great topics to dive into. And so, personally, I'm excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Kind of recapping everything every week. So, anything else that we want to mention before kind of concluding this and telling the folks how to tune in every single week?
That's all I've got.
Okay.
What about you, Mike?
We're excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope that you guys come here. We're going to be doing this, every Friday? Is that
every
right?
Friday, yeah. Yep. So we haven't nailed down a time per se. So for now, our office is kind of hectic, you know, this time of year. You know, everyone's trying to set their 2019 goals and everything else. So we're getting things figured out, but we're just excited to get started. But if you tune in every single Friday, we will make sure that we have this content ready for you. It'll be a little bit more market specific next time around, not such big picture. We're going to get a little bit more into the details. But I will say this, to go ahead and start leaning into having some fun. We want to go ahead and throw down a challenge right now. The first person to comment on this live stream is going to get a prize. We're actually going to mail them a copy of Dale's book.
Nice.
Which would be a great way to start the year. Cool. Could be a great thing that even, you know, your first borrower of the year.
That's right.
Pass along the gift, give it to them. It's really written for consumers to help them navigate the mortgage maze. So go ahead, comment below. Doesn't matter what you post. You can say we did great job, terrible job. You can recommend a topic. Do your article of the week. Either way, we'll reach out. We'll get your mailing information, and we'll get that book in the mail for you as soon as possible. So
awesome.
Great.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Well, guys, thank you. I'm excited.
Same.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next Friday.
Yeah.
See you.